We've talked a lot in the past about gaming habits that a lot of us have, like cursing, hoarding items, all that jazz, okay? But what about the habits that might not be as harmless as some of those? Well, there are quite a few of them that you guys still might be guilty of doing. What's up, guys? Jimmy here. Welcome to Chaos Top 10s, and today we're going to be taking a look at and counting down 10 gaming habits that you should stop doing right now if you are guilty of any of these. And these include me too. I have to hold myself accountable as well. We are running a $200 Amazon gift card giveaway the entire month. All you have to do to enter is like this video, be subscribed, turn on your notifications, and leave a comment why you want to win it with your Twitter handle attached. I will announce the winner at the end of the month on Twitter. Kicking off our list today at number 10 is compulsive restarting. If you're a fan of stealth-based games, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say compulsive restarting. Due to most games having a quick save function or just a good checkpoint system, you usually have the option to hit pause and restart from the last checkpoint, which is usually right at the start or whatever stealth section you're looking at, okay? How many times have you been playing a game and you get seen once or you make a single minor mistake and you must immediately restart from the last checkpoint? I know plenty of you do this, and I do it too. Remember, it's a circle of trust in the comment section. You can let me know because there's just something about us wanting to do it perfectly. But how are we going to be prepared to do the next section if we just keep restarting? This one isn't as much of a bad thing as it is much of an inefficient thing. At number 9, cranking the volume. If you have a nice gaming headset, it feels great to crank up the volume and hear every little detail of the game you're playing. Some people would call it sound whoring, but as you are probably aware, blasting music in a headset, especially fancy gaming headsets, is not good for your ears or your hearing. I'm not saying that if you blast the volume every once in a while that you're going to go deaf or anything, but it also shouldn't be something that you do on the regular. Find that happy medium between too quiet and too loud, and live in that area. If you feel like it's a little too loud, turn it down, because I mean your hearing and your ears are super important for the longevity of your life. You don't want to ruin in any capacity that by playing video games. At number 8, and I am guilty of this actually right now while I'm making this video. Shoot, Jimmy. Okay, slouching. Everyone does it, okay? Everyone's guilty of it. We sit at our desk to play, or we're on our couches. We pretty much always slouch in order to get comfortable while we're playing games. Now, in small periods of time, slouching isn't that bad for you, but if you keep on doing it for a long time, that damage is going to stack up and really do a number on your back and your spine. I mentioned in a previous gaming habits video that you should get a good computer chair, and I stand by that statement. Make sure that when you play video games, you have good posture. If you're feeling like you're slouching, stop yourself and sit up straight. Try to balance your time slouching and sitting up straight in order to prevent any long-term damage. And I know it's hard to think about. You're like, oh, I'll just do it this time, and then you do it again, and it becomes muscle memory. And then when you're 40 or 50 years old, you can't even straighten your back up. At number 7, and this one is a given, pretty much everyone has thrown a controller or two in their lifetime, and I'm talking about dropping or throwing or chucking your controller. But do you really want to have to buy a new one just because you got angry or you got mad or some boss bested you in a game? Especially with how expensive controllers are now. Controllers are like $50 a piece and up into the $200s and $300s. If you're going to get mad and you want to hit and throw something, have some pillows or something nearby you when you game so you can just punch into those or throw them. Don't break stuff that you're going to have to pay for right after. Not only is it not smart, but it's just, it's not good. It's not good in any aspect. You can control it, you can do it, and it's probably just going to piss you off even more after you break your super expensive controller. At number 6, playing too many games at once. Due to how many games there are in the world and how long it takes to finish a lot of them and download them, many gamers, myself included, like to play more than one at a time. Maybe I'll play a few missions on one game, switch over to another one the next day, and play a few missions back and forth until they're all done. But how many times have you started to do this cycle with a bunch of games only to end up not finishing any of them because one got drowned out of the rotation? This is one of those habits where it's not exactly bad, but it's also definitely not efficient for enjoying games in their entirety. If you really want to enjoy a campaign, you should just enjoy it. You don't have to binge the whole thing without breaks, but you should also not try to tackle too many other games at one time, because that will inevitably lead to one of them getting left out and not getting finished, or you don't complete all aspects of it. If you really enjoy a game, let's say you really love the Far Cry series, and Far Cry 5 comes out, or The Last of Us 2, okay? You want to focus in on those. Maybe play some other stuff on the side a little bit, but make that your focus. Immerse yourself in those games. Cracking into the top 5, thinking you'll be the best. When playing an online multiplayer game, there's almost always that desire to be the absolute best around. It's a competitive nature. There's nothing wrong with that. And sometimes you even get into the mindset that you are the best. A little advice from me to you. Stop doing this. Thinking you're the best at the game is only going to end up hurting the fun you would have with the game, because you're just going to end up disappointing yourself. Unless your name is Pomage, there will always be someone that can snipe better than you. And unless your name is Optic Scum, there will always be somebody that can rush with an SMG better than you. And the sooner you recognize that, the sooner you can probably start having more fun with multiplayer games. Now, I'm not saying you can't strive to be the best, but don't be the dude in the lobby that thinks he's the best over everybody else, when in fact, you're probably just normal. At number 4, do you have anger issues? Do you get hostile? It could be fun to talk some trash in an online game, but you have to know where to draw the line. Trash talk is good, and it's healthy for any competitive environment, but I think it's safe to say that you need to establish your own personal boundaries that you will not cross, regardless of whether or not someone else crosses them. It is a fine line between talking trash and then becoming cancerous. No one wants to be the cancerous online gamers that everyone makes fun of or use as an example of why gamers are toxic. You don't want to look up in the dictionary, toxic gamers, and there's your ugly mug smiling back. Like I said, trash talking is healthy, and every competitive environment has it. You just have to know what lines not to cross when you're doing it. Speaking of trash talking, at number 3, cursing. Now, swearing has become kind of a regular thing in gaming, well, everywhere, honestly, in life. When you play online a lot and you do your fair share of trash talk, cursing just becomes the norm for your vocabulary, which often leads to us letting some words slip out when we're not gaming, and it can get us in a little bit of trouble. I'm not saying you need to stop swearing altogether, as I don't really see anything wrong with it on that level, but you should definitely make sure you have a solid filter on yourself and you know when to turn it on and off. Think before you talk. Know what's going to come out of your mouth before you say it. There's a time and place for trash talk and for swearing, and you have to be sure you can identify those times and places and adjust accordingly on the fly, or you're going to get yourself in trouble. At number 2, console warring. Okay, let's just get something straight here. It does not matter what platform you play on. We're all gamers. We all love video games. Which console do you like best, or are you a PC person? Let me know in the comment section. Putting down the system that someone else plays on is not cool. It does not make you better than them. It just makes you a douchebag. Some people prefer PlayStation. Some people prefer Nintendo. Some people prefer Xbox. And some people just prefer the PC. Everyone has their own reasons for liking what they like, and everyone is allowed to have their own opinions. Free will choice, my friends. At the end of the day, we all play video games for the same reason. So don't try to shame someone for how and what they play their video games on. It's not only tacky, it's shallow. And at number 1, all right, forgetting it's just a game. We all do it. Don't lie, we do. I do it. When we get so invested in a video game, because they're so close to real life now, we often forget the word game is in the title of the thing that we are doing. Taking video games super seriously is part of the fun, but at the end of the day, they're just games. They're not meant to be taken that seriously. If you feel yourself starting to take a game so seriously like that, take a break for a few hours, go out, do something to get your mindset back in the right place, and then tackle it again. Now, unless you're a competitive player, games should not be taken that seriously, and even if you are a competitive player, you should still be able to separate the seriousness and the casualness of gaming. Like I said, taking video games super seriously is a part of what makes them fun, but you have to be able to figure out where that line is that makes them a little too serious. There you go, guys. Another episode of Gaming Habits you should stop doing, or you're probably guilty of doing. I hope you guys like this version of the top 10. Drop a like if you do. Let me know what one of your worst gaming habits is that you really want to break. And then go break it. There's a playlist below if you guys want to check out all the other gaming top 10s. A brand new one every single night at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Drop a like on the video, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and I'll see you tomorrow for a new video.